All right, I wanted to make another video here, follow up to my first one. First one was 86 days of me having quit drinking alcohol. Today's day 91, and I'm trying to be proud of that. Trying to be, like, hey, that's so great. Um, I guess I don't give myself many breaks, but I want to make this video real quick. I'm trying to get some documentation. On some of the things that I'm experiencing, some of the things that I'm going through, or maybe even thinking, emotions that are coming up. I went over some of the symptoms on my previous video of the withdrawals. It's the extreme fatigue and dizziness and brain fog and lack of coordination and all of that. And again, I work outside in the desert in the heat, not the entire day, but for a very large portion of my day, it's kind of in and out where I'm outside. It was 115 today, so I'm not complaining, but it's something that absolutely definitely highlights, when you're tired or when you're, worn out. I realized today, yes, it was difficult, but I felt like I had a little bit more stamina before I ended up, sapped, out of energy, worn out. But again, I wanted to put some things out here. My brain is trying to turn back on. I'm a little bit less in a fog, and I think what I'm feeling kind of a need to discuss or just get these words out there so that I can have another anchor point that I can progress off of. And a lot of these thoughts are just fleeting and they disappear out of my brain before I can even nail them down to a point where I can try to inspect it enough to get some words to attempt to describe it or discuss it or talk about it. So it's very jumbled, and I'm trying not to be rambling and all that sort of thing, but kind of just realizing that I don't like myself. I've been my own worst enemy. I'm somebody that I have hated to the core. And drinking alcohol a lot of times would kind of help push away any some of the parts of me, pushing parts of myself away. I think to some extent I was drinking so much. I wanted to suppress myself. I wanted to dumb myself down. I wanted to remove my ability to function at the level that I had previously. Drink my poison and do what I could to remove myself from the possibility that I might have some sort of an emotional response, an emotional connection. I have known this for a very long time about myself, but I have difficulty with emotions, understanding them, naming them. I as soon as my thoughts attempt to go towards like, hey, how are you feeling? I feel like I walk into a room and the lights are off. And I know I'm in that room, and I know that there are objects in that room that could possibly describe or explain or be useful for this or that, but the lights are off and I can't see them and I don't know their names. But if I could see them, then maybe I would know their name or I would understand them or whatever. I feel very just in the dark when it comes to feel. And so So that presents its own problems as to, what I'm trying to do right now, and maybe even like understanding and my own progress, and you know I I was feeding myself poison. I was feeding us poison. I'm realizing some things now that my brain is turning back on. My thoughts are attempting to, move towards the front and allow me to see them. There's a lot of things going on that I don't understand, and I like to understand things. I like to have knowledge of what is occurring. I don't know, is that some sort of way of making myself feel better? Like, if I understand it, I don't understand it. So anyways, getting these thoughts out, getting these words out, getting something to use as a foothold and progress forward. We've had a lot of questions, and this is rambling because my thoughts aren't staying in one place. They're not getting in line and allowing me to inspect them so that I can discuss them. I am feeling better, as a little bit more stamina, a little bit more, coordination, and a little bit better balance. My abdomen is still I'm having a lot of pain, and in fact, when I'm at work, it seems to be the worst because I have to do a lot of physical activity at work, and it's like when the pain increases, the dizziness and brain fog increase, and just trying to navigate all of these things and trying to understand, what's happening, and knowing that there are a lot of factors involved in this process, and 91 days. Spent a lot of my life attempting to avoid I've done a lot of things to try to protect myself. Obviously, that's one of the things I'm realizing. There are those who are there to create a buffer to divert me and help protect me, I guess. And I don't understand emotions very well. I really don't, and I don't like to admit that, but anyway, yep, 91 days. And the thoughts are just coming and going, and I'd like to I did a lot of things to myself to try to make myself as low as possible. It's amazing the damage that can occur to all sorts of other things in your life when that's one of your goals. Especially when there are other people who are in your life and are trying to not let you do that. They're trying to encourage you, and they're trying to give you, reasons to be the best version of yourself that you can be, and all these well-meaning things. And I have difficulty with that. So I'm not going to ramble anymore. I'm not going to make this some longer video, but anyways, 91 days. I'm getting better. I'm progressing. Curiosity's coming, and I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of consequences with this. So, I'll see what happens next.